Good Friday afternoon, everybody. Troy from Troy's Total Training coming to you on not only a Friday, but the Labor Day weekend. So we're looking forward to having a nice 3-day weekend. I get to spend my Monday laboring with my clients, which I'm excited about. They're dedicated to come in and get some work. So I'm coming here today on Friday in between clients. I wanted to show some exercises as I've had a few clients with sprained wrists and some tendonitis in their elbows. So we have a few different tools that you can use. Typically it's a small hammer. I've posted some of this before in the past, some to YouTube, and some specific to my Costa Rica compatriots from the retreat last year and this year. So we have a trigger point ball and stretching to start. You want to take care of your soft tissue just like you foam roll your calves, your thighs and stuff like that. Maybe even use the ball a little bit into your glutes and into your pecs. We want to do the same thing with our forearm. We want to do a little forearm rolling. My posture's not very good with this. I would normally be sitting at a tabletop or something a little more my height, like my workbench in my garage. Working on that, I can also take it just manually, especially if I'm working up into the brachioradialis and some of these top superficial forearm muscles, and then getting into some of the deeper ones by pushing a little bit harder. So typically your muscles have little channels, you kind of want to follow those. You also have some of the muscle bellies, which is the thicker part. Maybe you want to hold into that and kind of just oscillate, just kind of a little bit of flossing, a little sliding, a lot of different terminology we like to use to make it sound like we know what we're talking about. Anyway, so when you do that stuff, you want to work on that. You don't want to work on it all day. When you release some of that stuff, then you want to work on your stretching. I like to use a ball, stretching my arm from the wrist to the elbow. And if I do my little bit more of my T-Rex stretch, it's going to change the stretch more down towards my wrist. And if I have my arm extended, it's going to move that stretch more up towards the elbow, or like you would if you're stretching your calf with your leg straight versus your knee bent. It's going to go more from the close point of the joint on the ground, or the furthest away from your center, to the joint, the elbow or the knee. So the calf and the forearm are very similar. They all rotate, they all flex. So you want to take care of it the same way. Foam roll, trigger point, things that are going to make your tissues more responsive to stretching. So the other couple stretches are, just grab the palm of your hand, not your thumb, with your fingertips, and just cup, and just slowly give yourself a little turn, give yourself a little bit of that supination. Stretch there, and then you can also take it, grab the heel of your hand, thumb by your ulnar bone. It's the one that likes to pop up from all our typing. You want to just stretch that forearm down a little bit, okay? Just don't dislocate it. That's too hard. That being said, we'll get rid of that guy. Muckets, one of my favorite places to go. My wife's got me addicted. I love vintage stuff, especially when it comes to fitness. They have old leather medicine balls back in Roosevelt's days, Franklin, his medicine balls and stuff he had. Also had the Indian headbands. And I found this last spring. It's an old Elk Lodge, 1959 in Pennsylvania. Come to order, so let's get this fitness in order. Okay, so a hammer. Baseball players use baseball bats. Golfers use golf clubs. Tennis players, the rackets are typically a little light, so they'll go also to a weightlifting device. And there are specific pieces of equipment out there that adjust weights up and down. And you also have wrist rollers for forearm strength. That's at home. This is what I have today. So these put off to the side. I'm going to demonstrate with my latest device. So what I want to do here is I want to take the weight up above, and I'm going to point it at you, and I'm going to sit there and tell you this is a very good exercise to do. Not lecturing at all. The biggest thing is making sure the forearm stays pretty stable, so the exercise comes from my forearm up here, brachioradialis, and those guys are going to let my hand fall down with the weight, and bring the weight back towards me. Going to drop down, come back up, down, up, down, up. Right from there, I like to go to palm up, palm down. This one's the harder one because it's a weaker side. So if it's a weaker side and you want to work just because this is stronger, I can just do this only in isolation supination, meaning what's up, pronation, palm down. All right. So if this is too heavy, just shorten the load, the lever, which decreases the load. All right. So the lever length dictates how heavy the load is. All right. So think about like a teeter-totter, move the forearm. It just makes the load change. All right. So from there, I like to go from the bottom up. So I'm gonna have this thumb up, hang on to, again, a baseball bat, golf club, tennis racket, especially if you're coming off of rehab and some tendonitis or a pulled muscle. You want to start light, build endurance, then start to build some strength, and then some strength endurance. Okay. After I'm done with that, I don't really have leverage that way, but I do like from the palm. Again, I did it up here over the top. Weight drops below me, and now I'm kicking it back up. Okay. Think kind of mechanics, think more machinery. How would a machine move? It's not going to be doing all this crazy stuff. If you're very, mechanic orientated, think about the nice, simple lines of movement. All right. So from there, I like to grab my arm all the way down, and I like to do a full straight arm. So all my radial deviations between that, and then from down here. I can't really do it from down here because it crimps my wrist. So it has to make sense on how you're moving the load, because if it impinges, the tendons get caught up in there. It's no different like carpal tunnel. It can get pinched up. These ulnar nerves can get pinched up if you're not aligned right. So the biggest thing is thinking about that alignment when you're chopping up and down. You also have what they call a snuff box. You want to think about that thumb line up towards your elbow. Keep that in mind so it's not all cockeye. All right? So from there, you just increase load, increase reps, typically without a big load variable. So what I like to see is some feedback. If you guys have any questions about what types of devices to use, work your way up slowly, build up the forearm and the wrist strength. Rotator cuff is number one, as always, but that's another story for today. So I hope you guys all have a great Labor Day. Reach out, let me know what you think. Peace out.